government has said there is a new sort of tax measure where you will pay only 20% corporate tax as a developer who is already in the industry. What is your view on this?
Okay, my view on this, there is a challenge because you'll concur with me that housing is one of the most challenging and elusive issue in the majority of the Kenyans, especially in these urban areas whereby the cost of land has gone up, the cost of construction materials have gone up. So it is a headache that is eating each and every Kenyan, especially when it comes to paying rent. So with the government moves, we feel that probably it will work for us in the issue of subsidizing and making sure that all Kenyans are in par with the rates that are applied.
I don't know, what's your take, John?
I think it's a good move. It's a good start. It's a good start in the right direction. However, what the government and what the cabinet secretary proposed is that you only qualify for that if you do like 1,000 units per annum.
Yeah.
I think as what my colleague here said,
1,000 being
1,000 units is quite a huge investment.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I think it's not achievable. We are doing 50,000. Moving them to 50,000 units in a year, getting one sort of like investor putting up 1,000 units is something that is. I'm yet to see how that is going to be achieved so as to get. But I think it's a move in the right direction. However, probably with the guidelines and further instructions from the Treasury, we'll get to understand exactly what and how they are going to achieve that. Yes.
And coming back to you, Job, of course, you've been in the business for many years now. You have several investments in the property sector. What does it take to make the Kenyan afford a house? What does it take?
I think with my colleague here, who is in the financing institution, I think a majority of the Kenyans depends with mortgage. So for us to be able to accommodate a bigger perspective of Kenyans is for us to liaise with the financing institutions.
All right.
So that we are able to get on these issues of construction and at the same time the Kenyans who are capable, the earners are capable of paying mortgage. So, and again, speaking on the issue of construction of 1,000 units annually, I think many developers will be locked out, especially the ones who are coming up, because to some extent, I don't see them making 1,000 units.
Like
annually.
yourself, how many units have you made? I can see you came with a model here.
Yes, this is my third project this year. And if you may see this model, it has only around 22 units. So for you to have a development that will come up with 1,000 units, you need to have a lot of developments going around in the country.
I don't know, Job, John, looking at low-cost housing, what are some of the tips you can give people watching the show right now on how do they maneuver their way around getting a decent mortgage or be it construction? What sort of financing models can they look at?
I think in Kenya today, I think the mortgage route has not worked, and that purely has been because of the cost. The cost that we attach to mortgages. That's why it has sort of put off so many people out of that bracket. So and most people have actually opted for own financing, getting loans from SACCOs, which are a little bit probably relatively lower priced. And for you to be able to have a low cost kind of investment, I think you need to invest in very large large kind of so that you can enjoy the economies of scale. That's why I think in the recent years there has been more circles, more sort of like joint kind of investments,
Yeah.
so that you put together little financing, but you are able to, when the investment comes into place, you are putting money into a huger investment. So the sourcing of materials becomes cheaper, sourcing of labor becomes a little bit cheaper.
Okay.
So that is an avenue that I think more people can go. But I think more in terms of I think legislative measures that government can put in place is to also open up other areas. I
Yeah.
think everybody is coming to Nairobi or anywhere that is
The outskirts.
near. We need to open up other outskirts of so that where land is cheaper. And if infrastructure is built and properly done, then what will happen is that also the cost of coming up with those estates also becomes cheaper.
All right.
Yes.
So looking at this development, perhaps, Job, you have been in the business. Let's take a quick example. For example, coming up with these units, I don't know if my director can get a shot of this, but looking at this particular kind of units, how much did you spend? Because I would like to understand what is the cheapest property you can get in the market?
Okay, bearing in mind the cost of land, when it comes to this kind of development, you'll find that probably a unit will cost you around 8 million to construct, depending on the finishes and such kind
That's
of
one
issues.
unit?
Yes, one unit. So when it comes to your markup in terms of sales, you'll find you are making a very small margin of profit. But now, because you are doing a lot of units, you'll not count on the small margin. Rather, you'll see the huge amount of profit that will come in when
Okay.
all the units are being disposed. So one cost, or the major issue here is the cost of land, because within the urban areas, the cost of land has escalated.
Yeah.
So thereby blocking out a lot of developers.
All right.
So those developers who are constructing within the urban areas are able to buy the land and do the cost, and then from there you can see what is your margin when you do the sales of these properties.
Correct.
Yes.
So looking at this model, this is of course Groove Park Apartments, if
Yes.
I'm not wrong.
Yes.
It has 22 units.
Yes.
Each, say, going for 8 million.
Yes.
Let's rework the math and say 20 units times 8 million, that comes to around 160 million.
Yes.
I mean, even 8 million for the ordinary man, the average middle class, they might not be able to afford this. I don't know, how is the market taking the products you are putting into the market? For example, how much has this sold so far?
Within the development, I think we have already sold 9 units. The issue comes when, especially...
But there's a market.
Yeah, there is
There
a
are people who are
market.
interested.
Yeah, there is a market. There are people who are interested. The only issue is the issue of the price.
All right.
When it comes to pricing, we need to put into consideration the earners that we are expecting to hit.
Okay.
And within this development, with the 9 units that we've sold, there is a lot of inquiries. But now when it comes to people seeing what is your average income, you see many people are blocked out.
Okay.
But now when it comes on the other side that people start calculating how much you're paying in rent, you find this is more advisable, so that you do like you're paying mortgage. So in that direction, we are able to partner with our colleagues within the financing institutions and provide affordable rates.
All right.
Yes.
Perfect place to end the conversation. Of course, it's a lengthy discussion and we might not